my first question that I was going to kick off and ask was, if you were in charge of the whole world, which would maybe be a dreadful job, but you wanted to inspire change, what 3 people, famous or not, would you choose to work alongside you?
Okay, my current business partner, Stephen. This is my answer is probably going to be really boring.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, because he's so smart, and he's one of those people that just gets everything. You know, those people that you go, oh, fuck off, you're good at everything. Yes. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, they're amazing techie, they're amazing with business stuff, and then like you accidentally notice that, oh, they're a fantastic salsa dancer, and you're like, like, I don't know if he can salsa dance, but I wouldn't be surprised.
I'd like
I have to get him on and like get him to do his streaming. So yeah, I would definitely pick Stephen. And then the other 2 to inspire change. Probably I don't know. I'd probably just, I don't know. Just pick a couple of like super rich trillionaires and just to always get them on side so that all my ideas actually went into places. I don't know. Probably Mark Zuckerberg, even though I think he's not in the least bit interesting whatsoever, but he's got a lot of power. So if I really wanted to inspire change, I'd need that. Probably, I don't know. I'll just say Boris Johnson, just because. Why not? Oh, why not? How entertaining would that be?
You'd be the
I'm thinking of it like really, like literally. If I wanted to make something change, I'd need a politician and a mega rich person.
And Stephen.
Yeah, and Stephen, because I'd go, Stephen, what are we doing? He'd be able to do it. So yeah.
Do you think that'd work as a good team dynamic?
No, probably not. I think Zuckerberg would end up. You what?
The team socials could be quite interesting.
Oh God, can you imagine Zuckerberg?
Yeah,
he wouldn't. I'd have to get his alcohol for him in the bar because he wouldn't get served. He's got a baby face. Boris Johnson probably. I don't know. He'd probably get on with Stephen pretty well. No idea. No idea. I took it a bit literally. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's a good team. No, it's definitely true what you say. You need the money, the politician, and always Stephen. All right, so you've conquered the world with this incredible dream team. So now you're in charge of changing your specific industry. So what would be the one thing that you would change in cyber?
I think what I would change is there's a lot of corruption that I can see sort of happening. And I think we saw some of this last week, when it all came out about like a bit of like corruption that's gone under the radar that's now been brought to light. I think I'd stop things like that.
Yeah.
Because I think people deserve a fair opportunity when it comes to their training and their certifications and their career progression, and corruption and favoritism hinders that.
So do you think there are enough people driving that change in the industry?
I don't know, to be honest. I'm too busy to keep track of it all, but I don't know. I hope so. Yeah. I hope so, because a lot of people get pissed off, don't they, when these stories come out? So you like to think that there's a lot of people with some integrity and whatnot.
So obviously another problem that is in the industry at the minute, and it's been a huge topic of conversation across the years and across the world in everything, but specifically in cyber, is the equality and the diversity within the industry. So what is your take on this? Because obviously you have founded Ladies of London Hacking Society to help promote the technical women in the industry, and you try and provide that welcome and safe space for women with all skill sets. So what is your take on how that is progressing and changing in the industry over the years?
So I created LHS because I wanted to create something that I wanted to go to.
Yeah.
And I just find that women's events are, a lot of them are like really fun and nice environment and stuff. And we find that the men that come to LHS say, oh, what a great environment. Like, I'm going to tell all my friends, and then they bring someone else, and then they're like, yeah, what a great environment. And then the dynamic starts to shift, and then you have to kind of be like, okay, can you guys now go on listening mode?
Yeah.
And get in the background a little bit, because you're bringing the things you don't like about the mixed events here.
Yeah.
So my whole take on it is, I hate tokenism. I hate it when a diversity champion or evangelist job is created, and then they just put some random woman in it, or they put some like random Asian woman in it, and you're just like, well, everyone knows that they're a token hire. I hate that. Can't stand it. I hate women's awards, because we're not cognitively impaired because we have a vagina. That's not how it works, right? So, it's not as if we are having to, I don't know, bench press server racks. Do you know what I'm saying? You use your brain, and women aren't at a disadvantage in using the brain. And fortunately, women in cybersecurity were furloughed at a higher rate than men were, even in technical roles, right? So what does that say? That kind of says that women that were in these roles aren't seen as integral. Their job isn't seen as they are absolutely needed. So
disposable.
Yeah, so kind of what's the point in having more women in cyber if they don't get the same level of respect? And I know I said to someone recently, I was asked about this. Like, I remember the time at a large company that I was at, a large enterprise that I was at, the internal recruiter came over, and he was talking to our team, and we were all just having a coffee, really nice guy. But he'd forgotten everyone else's name apart from mine. And I was like, oh, you only remembered my name? And he was like, yeah, but I never forget a diversity hire, Eliza. And like the whole team was like, and we were like, what? Like, he just admitted that I was a diversity hire. That made me feel like shit, and I left not long after.
So do you hate it then, or do you not agree with the fact that like these huge companies now are saying that they are promising by whatever year to have 50% of their board?
Where are they getting them from?
Yeah.
Right. Isn't that dangerous for the company's progression? Isn't that dangerous for the stability even of the company, to just put anyone into that? And where does it end? You could hire someone that's the right person for the job, regardless of their sex, colour, sexual orientation. Then you are actually going to inadvertently hire a diverse team. Don't force it. And those people that are going to be in those positions are never going to have the respect that they deserve. So I think it's incredibly, incredibly bad form to hire people based on superficial traits, which is what we're seeing at the moment. And thought diversity, cognitive diversity, is diversity that matters. I don't care if I have a whole team that are all white males. I don't care, as long as they think differently, as long as some of them challenge me, some of them don't. So they bring different skills to the team.
There's obviously a lot of discussion around whether these quotas should be hit in all these big companies, and it's difficult because it's almost like they're trying to make the effort to change, but whether it's the right way of executing it is the problem, really. If you could go back in time and speak to your younger self who was just starting off in this industry, what would you say to yourself?
Stop eating all the free food in the office. Oh, don't know.
Do you think you'd still down this path knowing what you do know now and knowing what you've experienced and the challenges that you faced?
Yeah. I haven't faced a great deal of adversity because I'm a woman or anything. And in fact, the story that I've just said about I never forget a diversity hire, Eliza, probably the door was opened for me a little bit more than it should have been because I'm a woman. But that then gave me an imposter syndrome type thing, because I thought I shouldn't be here. Like, how many people applied for this job and I'm the diversity hire? So I would say concentrate on today, concentrate on the task in hand, because of the diverse scale of what you can learn and what is open to you in cybersecurity, you can like flitter around into so many different interests and then become a specialist in none.
Yeah.
So I would sort of warn myself not to do that. But
Okay.
no, I wouldn't. There's not much that I'd do differently, to be completely honest. I think I've done all right so far. In terms of like, if I look back at what I didn't know and what I know now about the industry, if I'd have known too much, I'd have been scared off it.
Yeah,
Because
really.
it's so big. Yeah, there's so few people and then such a big scale on what you need to know. And you can be in a company that something can happen with a system you've never seen before that's in HR and you don't use it. And then something will happen and you'll get brought into a meeting and they're like, what are we going to do about it? And you're like, I don't know.
You tell me.
But and they're like, so you're expected to know a lot. So you have to constantly update yourself. You are committing to being a lifelong learner if you're working in a technical aspect of cybersecurity, especially. So yeah, I would have just told myself to just concentrate on the task in hand, and then the next task and the next task, instead of going, oh my god, I've got all these things
to learn. Yeah.
Mm.
That's good. Good bit of advice there. I think you can apply that to anything really, because sometimes you just get a bit swallowed up by all the opportunities and things out there, and it's just very hard to concentrate on the task at hand.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Would you say there is a moment in your career that, or like a defining moment where you thought, yeah, this is the moment that you've worked towards for this time, or this is the moment of change, or the moment where everything like feels worth it and you feel like settled and comfortable in the industry?
Probably when we got our first client in the business. That was like, oh, okay, we are doing this right, we're doing it okay. So that was really validating.
Yeah.
And also when I found out that a really large SIEM provider was terrified of us and banned members of their staff from retweeting anything, not retweeting, sharing on LinkedIn anything that we shared. So that really told me that we were shaking up the market, and I was like, yeah, so that was really validating as well. Yeah, that's it. So I've spoke at different things. I've traveled to different countries, done training and all sorts of really cool, interesting things. But those two things are the most defining. I think once you've done a few stage talks, you kind of think, oh, this is another one of those things that I shit myself over for like half an hour before, and then when I get on stage, it's fine. So,
and is there, what else do you want to have those moments over? Is there something that you're like working towards now to have another one of those moments, or?
Yeah, I want PocketSIEM to be so eye-rolling, juicingly ordinary, where it is in every SME that you can think of, because they're like, well, you know what, that's what we can afford, it works, it does a good job. Yeah, so I just want to be like, yes, that'll, once we become like this common sort of like the pound shop of cyber, I'll be really happy. And then with that security company, we're doing really awesome purple teaming work and trying to streamline that and do it quicker and all kinds of different things.
So to finish it off, I want to ask you who the single most extraordinary person to have inspired change in your life has been.
Oh, this is going to be really boring. It's my mum.
I think mine would be my mum as well.
Yeah, it's my mum, because she's incredibly strong and unapologetically herself and quirky. So yeah, I remember being really upset over something when I was in primary school, and my mum's way of cheering me up was to pretend a bottle of orangeade was a guitar and dance around to Guns N' Roses, and I was like, oh,
that is a good way to do
it. That's my mum. So yeah, it'll be my mum, unapologetically herself, strong-willed, and does what she wants to do. So love that.